You begin to see things after the age of 70 that younger people seldom ever consider. You no longer care about being well known, admired, or understood all the time. Peace, calm mornings, easy days, and less emotional upheavals are what you most desire. And the fact that too many people know too much about them is one of the main causes of people losing that tranquility as they age. Calm gradually gives way to stress. When your private life has become public, even within your own family. For this reason, sage elderly people start to take things back, not with hatred or rage, but with clarity. They understand that certain aspects of life are safest when they are exclusively yours. Because of this, intelligent people gradually stop communicating some topics, even with their own family, after the age of 70. They have learned the price of being too open, not because they are aloof or secretive. Sharing seemed normal when you were younger. You discussed finances, issues, anxieties, and plans without hesitation. However, as you get older, you realize how readily such things can be exploited, misinterpreted, or used as leverage. Elderly folks who are wise begin to carefully consider their privacy. They are specifically protective of 6 things, the first 3 of which are their emotional safety, freedom, and dignity. Their financial status is the first consideration. This covers their possessions, their plans for leaving behind things, their spending, and their financial situation. Something changes when people are aware of these facts. Even your loved ones begin to view you differently. They do, even if they don't intend to. A son may get concerned about your expenditures. A daughter may begin to pose thoughtful queries. A family member may suddenly start paying more attention. On the surface, everything appears minor, but the relationship has changed underneath. You are more than a human now. You are a number, too. Later in life, money is about more than just comfort. It has to do with control. It's about having the freedom to decide where you live, how you're cared for, how you spend your days, and how you deal with dying. That control starts to erode when too many people are aware of your financial information. All of a sudden, it seems like everyone is watching every choice you make. Spending, even with your own money, might make you feel bad. Even if you want to appreciate what you have left, you may feel pressured to save. You may even experience judgment for your lifestyle choices. Older adults who are wise avoid this by keeping the numbers confidential. They let experts take care of what needs to be done. They plan in secret. They don't make their relatives handle money matters. Relationships remain warmer and cleaner as a result. Expectations are not a part of love. There are no secret calculations in conversations. Instead of concentrating on becoming future heirs, people might concentrate on being family. This isn't self-centered. It is considerate of both you and other people. Fears about their health are the second thing that intelligent people cease talking about. This does not imply that they disregard medical advice or conceal significant illnesses from people who should be aware of them. It indicates that they avoid bringing up their concerns in public. Every pain, every test, and every late-night anxiety about what might occur next are not made public. People start to perceive you as weak once they learn that you are terrified. Instead of treating you as capable, they begin to protect you, and their tone and actions alter accordingly. It may feel good to have people checking in at first, but it gets heavier with time. You begin to feel as though someone is watching you. You begin to feel as though everything you do is being assessed. Is it still appropriate for you to drive? Is it still appropriate for you to travel? Do you still need to live alone? These questions start to come up because someone decided you might not be able to manage things any longer, not because you asked for them, and it is quite difficult to change once that notion becomes ingrained. Elderly folks who are wise realize that dignity is brittle. You hardly ever get anything back once you've lost it. Therefore, they guard it by being cautious about their health concerns. They do not allow anxiety to become their public persona, but they do communicate what is required with physicians and possibly one trusted individual. They refuse to be boiled down to a list of symptoms or a diagnosis. They are not a medical case. They are themselves. Sharing too much about your health can also have other consequences. People start to worry, and you experience stress as a result. They pose inquiries, they offer guidance, they envision the worst-case situations. Your life is filled with all that emotional cacophony. Furthermore, stress saps the joy of your remaining years more than virtually anything else. In this instance, silence is not rejection. It serves as defense. The third thing that individuals cease talking about is their actual feelings for their family. Since our innermost emotions reside in our families, this is one of the most difficult lessons to learn. There is love there, but there are also unresolved issues, disappointments, and previous hurts. You could feel compelled to discuss it while you're younger in order to make things clear and to be understood. However, after 70, you start to see that some discussions don't lead to harmony. They merely cause wounds to resurface. Words are irrevocable. An honest moment has the potential to become a story that endures for years. A frustrated remark has the power to subtly alter someone's perception of you for all time. The memory endures even if they forgive you. And in families, those experiences are frequently passed down, recited, and subtly ingrained in how others perceive you. Older adults with wisdom discover this the hard way. They understand that not all emotions must be expressed, particularly when doing so could harm already weak relationships or the individuals they still care about. This does not include acting as though nothing is wrong. It entails deciding where to put your feelings. You may put it in writing. You may consider it. You may speak with an impartial expert, but you do not share it with those involved in the tale, since they are unable to hear it without being impacted. Here, being silent is not a sign of weakness. It's maturity. Something changes inside of you when you stop talking about your finances, health concerns, and most intense family feelings. You feel lighter. You feel less observed. Your sense of control over your life has increased. You are no longer burdened by the responses of others, and that produces a sense of serenity that is really uncommon in later age. Cutting people off is not the goal here. It's all about deciding what is yours and holding on to it. There are 3 more things that sensible older people learn to keep private, so this is just the beginning. Things that, as the years pass, further safeguard their tranquility. Loneliness is the 4th issue that intelligent people avoid talking about. This may sound odd because loneliness seems like a topic that needs to be discussed. However, expressing loneliness to others later in life frequently has the opposite effect of what you intended. Others find it unsettling. It causes them to feel bad about themselves and occasionally pity you. Even when it stems from love, sympathy gradually alters how other people perceive you. They begin to view you as someone who needs to be fixed, rather than as someone who is strong. People start hovering when they perceive you to be lonely. They call out of duty rather than a sincere desire to connect. They don't go because they want to, they go because they think they should. The energy shifts, you sense it. They start to worry about you instead of unwinding with you, and it doesn't feel good to get that type of attention. It has a hefty feel. Older adults who are wise learn to embrace their solitude without making it an issue. They might miss certain individuals. Despite their desire for greater connection, they do not make that their public persona. They naturally look for nice times and interaction. A quick stroll in the park, a phone conversation with a buddy, or coffee with a neighbor. They keep their emotions to themselves and don't express them. They let life gently meet them. Being at ease with oneself also has a subtle power. People are more comfortable around you when you are not pleading for their presence. Instead of feeling under pressure, they approach because they want to. Instead of unpleasant obligation that fosters genuine connection. Furthermore, genuine connections are significantly more beneficial in later life than continual companionship. Plans are the 5th thing that intelligent people avoid disclosing. Plans to travel, relocate, sell anything, alter their way of life, or make any significant decisions fall under this category. People's anxieties are exacerbated when you reveal your plans too soon. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody worries. It seems like everyone knows what's best for you, and before you realize it, your distinct notion starts to get hazy. Someone may caution you about safety if you tell them you are considering a trip. They will be concerned about your health if you indicate you wish to move. If you mention selling something, they will ask if it's a good idea. This isn't supposed to stop you, but it does just that. It causes uncertainty in your mind. Silently, wise elderly folks make decisions. They give everything careful thought. They decide for themselves.
And they let others know when everything is prepared. This maintains their confidence high and their thinking clear. They refuse to let the worries of others become their own. They are aware that an excessive number of viewpoints might impede decision-making. Moving silently has a really fulfilling quality as well. You maintain your connection to your own motivations when you don't describe every step. You're not defending yourself all the time, you're just living. If you allow yourself to have it, one of the great pleasures of older life is the feeling of calm freedom. Remorse is the sixth and last subject that wise elderly people cease talking about. Possibly the most significant of them is this one. Feelings of regret are quite personal. It is connected to your past, your errors, and the routes you chose not to follow. By admitting your mistakes, you allow people to change your story. They might criticize your decisions. They might advise you on what you ought to have done. They might turn your life into a series of failures. It is quite difficult to feel whole after that. You start to view yourself as they do. You start to believe that you are smaller than you actually are. Older adults with wisdom don't allow such to occur. In private, they recall. Quietly, they pardon themselves. They pay respect to their history without showcasing it. This does not imply that you led a flawless life. It entails realizing that your tale is uniquely yours. You are who you are in part because of your hardships, errors, lessons learned, and personal development. You don't need other people's thoughts on them. You've already experienced them. That's sufficient.
Something lovely occurs when you stop talking about your regrets. They no longer hold you captive. You allow them to become softer. You allow them to transition from suffering to wisdom, and you get a profound sense of calm from that no one else can provide. Together, these 6 components function. Your finances, worries, loneliness, family sentiments, plans, and regrets. Your life is made easier when you keep them hidden. You feel less vulnerable. You have a stronger sense of stability. You are no longer responding to other people's feelings and ideas all the time. You're living in your own world. One of the best things about growing older is this. You won't need an explanation if you let yourself accept it. You don't have to defend your decisions anymore. Giving everyone a glimpse into your soul is no longer necessary. Who sees what is up to you? In old age, privacy is not about hiding. It's about safeguarding the important things. It's about realizing how valuable your inner world is. You've built it over the course of your life. You don't have to share it. Peace takes precedence over approval as the years get shorter. Conversation loses value in favor of quiet. And the urge to be understood is subordinated to the need for self-respect. You create space for something far better when you stop sharing things that belong to you alone. You create space for serenity. You create space for understanding. Additionally, you create space for the kind of contented silence that only occurs when you at last feel completely a part of life.